What is good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Wannabes podcast. Tonight, I am your host, Anthony Sturdivant. I am joined by Morgan Holsworth and Luke Walters. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's good?
Just
So,
living
if you,
life.
yep, there you go. There you go. See, live the life. How about you, Luke? You good?
We're good. Been a day, but we're good.
Oh, we're been all right. Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. So, if you saw the title, we've got two reviews for you. Now, here's the thing. This is why I'm hosting, y'all, because I did my homework. I saw both of these movies within the same week. Aren't I awesome? So listen,
Okay.
listen. So listen. Here's what we're gonna do. So for the first part of this review is gonna be me and Luke. Then for the next part of the review is gonna be me and Morgan. So that is how we are going to structure this tonight. So if you've seen the title, you know what we are reviewing tonight. Tonight's review is Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rot and Michael. That is what we are doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you saw them both. They've been out for a good minute, and we're gonna go into some. Let's say we're gonna go into some depth for them both, actually. But tonight we are starting with Evil Dead Rot. So Morgs, are you good to just hang for a little while and do your thing until it's time for
Listen,
Michael?
I'm around, I'm present, I'm here, but they're gonna see your handsome faces for a hot minute, while you guys review Lee Cronin's The Mummy. So, yeah.
What's the mummy?
So no one was confused, but we all know it's not The Mummy. Anyway, have fun,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Luke, what
We're
was she
taking
talking
away
about?
my fun, Anthony.
Your fun. What are you talking about?
We're taking away my fun.
What are you talking about? We're reviewing the new Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, shut up.
You know what? Don't start with me, okay? All right. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. So you know how this usually starts out. Well, usually we would have news, but we got two movies to talk about. So let's just talk about the movies, actually. So let's start us off with some box office news. All right. So Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rot was made on a budget of 22 million. So in the United States and Canada, Evil Dead Rot was released alongside the film Normal and was projected to gross around 12 million from about 3,304 theaters in its opening weekend. The film ended up making about 1.5 million from Thursday night previews, and it opened to 13.5 million, ranking it third for the weekend behind the Super Mario Galaxy movie and Project Hell movie. Hell Mary. What the hell is Project Hell movie? Two movies we have also reviewed on this podcast. Go check out the past live streams on YouTube. There you go.
I never
While
viewed
it,
Project Hill movie.
yeah, I like that idea. While also earning an additional 20.9 million internationally from about 78 markets. So currently, Evil Dead Rot has a box office of 68 million. So it's making its money. There we go.
By the way, all joking aside, this goofy motherfucker, we are talking about the Mummy. Just ignore him.
What is the Mummy? I thought we watched an Evil Dead movie.
Ignore him.
Okay, wait. So two people have been saying the Mummy now. What? Hang on, let me do some research. Let me type something in real quick.
I respect that you
Oh,
commit to it, and that's all I'm gonna say.
so okay.
That's
Also,
I'm getting mad.
let me take that back. Yeah, we're reviewing Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Wow,
This fucking guy.
you telling me that's a Mummy movie? Are you out of your damn mind? What?
Can you get through the intro and then we can get into it?
Sure, I suppose. Why are you hating so much? God damn.
I
All
have
right.
been waiting because I want to make these jokes too.
Well, it's too bad I beat you. That's exactly why I asked to host. Because I knew you were gonna do it. I was like, no, this is mine. This one's mine. Anyway, so let's talk about the Mummy, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're 100% right. I'm not too concerned about spoiling anything. It's been out long enough, but it's this movie is really just called uh The Mummy in title only, and I'm glad that they put Lee Cronin in front of it. First thing I want to say is I don't appreciate the fact that the studios had to go out of their way to say this isn't a Brendan Fraser movie and all that stuff. Because listen, the thing that annoys me as a movie fan is when people say, "Oh, I love The Mummy. I've seen the original," and I go, "Okay, but like, what are you talking about the original?" And it usually goes back to Brendan Fraser, ignoring the fact that there is in fact a movie that was made in the 30s that would actually be the original with Boris Karloff. That's more of a standalone horror film, but that's enough of me being a fucking dork. So that already irks me. And whenever something like this comes out, because the Mummy films have been so successful with Brendan Fraser, it's still one of those things where they automatically go, oh, you know, it must be connected somehow. We're allowed to make films without Brendan Fraser. That being said, I'm glad the Mummy 4 is being made. Um, and I have been a fan when done well, like The Invisible Man, when they do a modern take on these franchises and kind of breathe new life into it. Um, the Invisible Man so far has been objectively the only good one, but I still think that these need to have a chance to live on their own and get a shot instead of us automatically like comparing it to something else or thinking it's a part of something else. So watch it, form your own opinion. But yeah, no, this is an Evil Dead movie, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad about that. But this definitely shouldn't be called The Mummy. Um,
Well,
Haunted
let
Mansion.
me say something real quick because I actually am mad about that because for a movie called The Mummy, and it has all the makings of an Evil Dead movie, it's not even a fun Evil Dead movie.
Well, we called this out when the movie was announced and we saw the trailer, right? I said this on this show when we talked about it. I said, listen, this is going to be an Exorcist movie and it's probably going to be an Evil Dead movie. I don't think this is going to be a Mummy movie. I was correct.
Yeah,
Um, but it does have a couple interesting things going on for it. I'm not totally upset about the mythology that it has. I'm not totally upset about the setup that it has with I guess the woman's called the magician. I don't know. I walked out before the credits rolled. Not before the I watched the end of the movie, but I didn't stay to watch the credits. Um so I don't know what the character's name is, but I enjoyed that idea and the idea of like this curse being passed down type of thing. I get that. That was kind of cool. But yeah, the execution of this entire film is like he's been saying, if you saw Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rise, it's basically what this was.
yeah.
Um
The cinematography, the color grading, this movie has Evil Dead written all over it with some Exorcist stuff in it. If anything, I feel like you said it was an Exorcist movie before anything, and then we watched the movie, and then we realized this has Evil Dead energy.
Well, I've been getting Evil Dead energy ever since the thing came out, and I've been seeing, oh, this is loosely connected to Evil Dead, Lee Cronin's Rise. It's loosely connected to the universe, and everybody was saying that it's an Evil Dead movie. And I went, okay, well, even if that's the case, I could probably still have fun with it. And if I look at it through that lens, I did have a good time with the movie. Like it was not entertaining, but I didn't go to see Evil Dead. I went to see the fucking Mummy, and that's not it's really not what I got. I do
Mhm.
appreciate, right? I did enjoy. Hold on, I think me having this up is screwing with things, but I'll try and do it. I'll do it quick. Jack Rayner's Charlie Cannon was an interesting character. I enjoyed him. May Calamway.
I think that's what
Hope
you
I pronounced
said.
that right.
I hope so too. May, if you ever watch this, I'm so sorry if we messed up your last name, but I would
Yeah,
like to cook you dinner.
you're badass in fucking in Moon Knight, and you're great in this too. But that's a plot point where I was watching this and I was like, it's not. If it's, I don't think it's needed, but if you're gonna do it, it needs to be a bigger part of the story. Having them start out in Egypt and then going to Arizona and kind of trying to meld, have two conflicts going on in two different continents, I didn't enjoy. Um, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. There's a few things in here that don't make a whole lot of sense, but again, in the lens of an Evil Dead film, it kind of works. Um, in the
Yeah,
lens
but
of a mummy movie, not great.
exactly
But
though. Like it's called the Mummy. We came to see like a mummy like film, and that's where I can't have fun with it because I did look. I know that all of us were a little on the fence about seeing this movie actually because you wanted a mummy movie because you're a big fan of the mummy films actually, and it
right.
looked more like an Exorcist movie, and then we watched it and turns out it's an Evil Dead movie, and Morgan didn't even see it at all. I mean, that just says a lot there. And I'm watching the film, and again, like you said, it does have interesting ideas in some areas, especially when they dive into anything mummy related or I guess like Egyptian curse related. I do like that. But
Yeah.
everything else just ain't it because our little girl is possessed. She's acting like a deadite rather than possessed by a ancient mummy of any kind, actually.
I just want to
And
There's a
add
full blown Deadite in this
oh,
movie.
oh, go for it, Morgan.
I just want to add from the void in the ether that I am currently sitting in that I only didn't see this because of scheduling issues, not because I didn't want to see it, though I really didn't want to see it. So I'm not upset that I missed it, but I was going to see it.
Mhm.
That's fine. I mean,
Exactly. It's all good. We totally believe you. I don't believe her at all. But
I kind of
anyway.
Rude.
but
But
Jack, May, and Natalie are the MVPs of this movie. I mean, their characters make the most sense and do kind of the most logical things and act like you would think characters would act in this. But I'll let you get back to what you're saying because there's a full blown deadite in this. Like take the
yes.
mummy out, take the demon out, take the fucking possession out. There's still full blown fucking deadite in this movie.
Yeah, there really is.
It
There,
doesn't make any
it's
sense.
just not as fun though. That's the problem. Like it's like an Evil Dead movie that's really taking itself seriously, but not in like a fun, good serious. Because I feel like 2013 Loki kind of took itself more seriously, but still knew how to get us there and have a good ass time and stuff like that. This is just it exists, I guess.
Well, a lot of what we're dealing with now when it comes to these movies is because of fucking Fede Alvarez, you know? And that's pretty
Mhm.
much like everything. It's not a one-to-one copy of what he did in 2013 when he remade Evil Dead, but now we're just kind of following that formula and this does that too. And it's so fucking funny that Lee Cronin is coming off of Evil Dead and it's like he just wanted an excuse to make another one and like here we go, he found it. I guess it could work. I could see it working, but then you don't call this the mummy, right?
No,
Like
you don't.
there could absolutely be a deadite demon that was around in ancient Egypt, and there's another way to like use the Necronomicon to do it. Like we could absolutely come up with that story, and it would make sense. But in this, not so much. And that's just getting to the fucking demon. That's not even talking about what these fucking characters do and how dumb they are.
Don't get me
Considering
started on Mama. Don't get me started on the Mama, Vera.
yeah, I was not a fan. It's got nothing. Hang on, I got it up here. It's got nothing to do with Laia Costa and her acting because she's good
No,
with what she's
it's
given, but her character is stupid.
it is particularly the idea of trying to convince yourself you can fix your daughter with whatever is wrong with her, and then when you see it's not work, now all of a sudden you want to go back on your word and agree with Charlie's point of like, listen, I don't know what's going on here. We might have to send her somewhere where she can get the help that we can't give her. Like that's what really pissed me off.
Excuse me.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's good.
No, I coughed. I apologize. So I mean, the beginning of this movie is the Cannon family in Egypt, and Charlie is I would say like a MSNBC type of reporter, CNN type of reporter. He's always going across. It seems like he's going all over the world doing local reports or bit whatever they might see as big. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of CNN, so forgive me. But you got those on-site reporters in like war zones and shit. He seems like one of those.
Yep.
But they're in Egypt, and he's working on something, and he's got two kids at the time with a little one on the way, and Katie is the main child, and she ends up being fucking embalmed for 8 years. So we're assuming she's like between 6 to 8 years old. I
I
would
don't
assume
remember how old they said she was by the time they found
they
her.
don't. They just say it takes 8 years. So I'm just spitballing here. But anyway, she's a young child. She gets kidnapped. She gets a demon put in her. They put her in a fucking coffin. They find her 8 years later, which is pretty fucking funny how they find her. And then all hell pretty much breaks loose from there because now she's older and she's got a demon that's been incubating for 8 years. I Before I get into it, I do want to say that I did appreciate what they ended up doing with the reps and what that ended up being. That was kind of cool. I'm getting a little annoyed with these movies coming out, and it seems like Evil Dead gets it the most. When an Evil Dead movie comes out, it's the grossest, most violent, like disgusting thing that's ever been made, right? They're not, but there's some gross imagery in these movies. I can tell you right now, when I watched this movie in the theater and they show Katie's feet for the first time.
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about it.
Just listen. We've seen enough horror films, especially Evil Dead films, to know like shit's gonna go down, right? That we're gonna see something that audibly is gonna make you go, ugh. But they show the first foot shot, and a dude in my theater, he did that. He was like, "Oh my god!" Right? Like he had an audible reaction, and I was like, "Dude, if that's what grosses you out, like strap in, because this is gonna get like way way worse." Um,
I've
but
seen.
I
I
say
mean,
all that to say there was a nice little effect with like Katie's skin and
stop
the
it! Stop it!
fucking
Stop, 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 stop. want to think about it. Oof,
And
that fucked me up.
and it
Particularly,
being
I'm
like,
scared. I'm scared to cut my nails now. I am scared to cut my toenails.
but it being the wraps was a nice touch. I did like that. That it ended up being the fucking mummy wraps. That was pretty cool.
Still, goodness gracious, though.
I definitely don't hate the design. You know, when they started doing that and Katie goes full demon mummy
Deadite.
mode, she looked kind of cool. Yeah, when she goes full Deadite, she looked all right.
Yeah, again, it's a Deadite. That's I just can't get behind the fact that I'm watching a damn Evil Dead movie and I wanted a mummy movie.
I mean,
Even if I'm not the biggest, I'm not even the biggest mummy fan like that, but I still have an appreciation for them, especially since I had been playing a mentee before I saw the movie, actually, too.
I can get behind it in either context. In the context of a mummy movie, that's something that I've never seen. Right? I would love a full blown horror mummy movie, like it's more or less supposed to be. I can get behind that, and I can also get behind this as an Evil Dead film and being like, oh, that's a creative Deadite. I haven't seen that yet, right? Whereas I don't know why the fuck we hate Grandma. I don't know what the abuela did, but like,
Jesus
my
Christ.
God, that lady
They were
wasn't
mean.
doing nothing
They
wrong.
were mean to Grandma. They were so mean to Grandma.
Out of their way to be mean to Grandma, and I don't understand why. But yeah, when Grandma comes back, that's just a Deadite.
I mean, Katie's a damn Deadite.
Yeah, there's no getting around that shit.
Yeah, like we're not. I'm not letting that go. This movie is called Evil Dead Rot. I'm not calling it The Mummy.
Just call it, I don't know, Evil Dead Mummified or something. I don't know.
I was trying so hard to find like
we got Evil Dead Ride.
And we're about to get burned in wrath.
It's funny too because you mentioned that the little peek to Evil Dead Burn came out, and it was I was excited to go see this movie in theaters because I knew that it was supposed to be playing before the movie. Either I missed it or they just didn't do it, so I didn't see it in theaters. But I ended up seeing it, via interwebs, and I'm like, they kind of do have the same vibe. Like what was going on in this movie and what's going on in the new Evil Dead Burn. Like, yeah, they were pretty close in tone and what the fuck, the shit that was going on. So I am excited for Evil Dead Burn is what I'm getting at. I'm looking forward to that.
And I will be watching that as well.
Yeah. Now that I know, I don't have to guess. I don't have to second guess with that. I know what it is. But this movie,
well, let me go for a minute because I feel like I've been shitting on it a little bit because I ain't gonna lie, I have been, but it does have some good stuff going for it too. Actually, like even if I compare the cinematography to Evil Dead Rise, it's still good cinematography. I still like it. Don't get me wrong, actually. And there are a couple of effect moments, particularly where our deadite little girl is floating and everything like that. That looks pretty awesome. I'll give it that as well. And I would like to assume all the bloody effects are practical and they look great actually. Sometimes a little too good. Damn, why y'all do Grandma like that? Jesus Christ. Also, I do have to give a shout out because even if I don't like the character of Larissa Cannon, but her and Charlie, well, should I say Jack and Laya? Is that how we say it?
Laya, yeah.
Laya, their acting when they watch the tape is very, very good and believable. Like, Jesus, that was actually a little hard to watch a little bit. So credit where credit is due there.
I think, and that's why I'm giving all the credit to Jack and May and Natalie, because Jack in particular surprisingly carries the emotional weight of this movie. Like not that Larissa, not that Laya doesn't have any guilt or any like culpability in how things went down, but they even have that dust up where it's like, oh, you blame me for what happened, and I enjoyed that argument. I was like, that actually feels kind of real. They did really well with that scene, but yeah, Charlie is the one that carries us through the movie emotionally. So when that scene happens and he breaks, I was like, oh, now I actually kind of buy you a little bit more in this movie. I was like, okay, that was cool.
Also, can we bring up the fact that Lily Sullivan's in this movie too, and she played the main character in Evil Dead Rise? So the allegations are still. I mean, you're not helping with your allegations, man.
Brother, and not even just that, but the professor that he goes to see is one of the voices on the record in Evil Dead Rise.
Oh God, he is! Holy shit! And that's it. Oh wait, hold on. I just also learned. Wait. I just saw it. He's in Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, it's.
This is Evil Dead, bro. Also, I want to say the professor. Another thing that I really like, because I like stuff like that. I like, going to the professor, deducing what's going on. It's just not a whole lot of it. He's just an exposition machine, if anything.
See, but that's the stuff. That's the stuff that separates this from being a mummy movie to not. Like, if they would have leaned more into that and given him more of a presence in the film, we're probably leaning more in this actually being like a genuine mummy movie, right? Because there's no expert, there's nobody like helping or anything in this movie. He goes and sees a professor one time, and then we're done. And also, why the fuck doesn't this just take place in Egypt? So you mean to tell me this happened in Egypt, y'all bounce, and then your daughter's found, and you go get her fucking hangnail having, cryptic looking, fucking, that's clearly a demon ass, put her on a plane and fly her ass all the way back to the States, even though the doctor's like, she's sensitive to light, she's sensitive to sound, no sudden movements, she's catatonic. You're gonna move her? I don't
Not
think
to
so.
mention, you're going to drag her in that wheelchair up those stairs. What happened to those sudden movements?
God, that shit was hilarious.
I was just like, be careful. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, bitch, don't be sorry. Be careful. Fuck.
But also I'm just gonna start guessing go May again because I have a bit of a celebrity crush on that woman.
She's my MVP though, honestly.
Yeah,
And
she really
it's
is.
like, I don't I don't understand how she survives. There's a lot of things that happen to these characters that just like they ignore. Like, okay, I understand that there's this that the scene is this fucking demon is having a scorpion come out of its mouth and then like go into her mouth and shit, but like it also punctures through your throat and stabs you like 4 times. Aren't scorpions poisonous? She just walks that shit
Oh.
off.
Well, I mean, she was in Moon Knight. Of course, she gonna walk that shit off. But I will. I mean, credit where credit's due. I mean, if you've ever seen Saw 5, you know that there are some throat injuries you can survive, especially when the character jabbed a hole into his neck so he can breathe while his head was stuck in a damn water cube thingy.
Yeah, give
So
yourself a tracheotomy.
yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna assume wherever the scorpion came out just wasn't enough to kill, but it
It's
definitely was
not.
enough to
It's
like
not that
fuck her
so
butt
much.
throats.
It's like Katie too. Also, is eats a scorpion, but it's just getting fucking poked. And I'm pretty sure scorpions can kill you just by fucking injecting you with poison.
Well, I mean, she's got demon in her, so like,
I
shoot,
mean,
you
all
know,
right, I
right?
understand that, but what does May have? Moon Knight powers.
Exactly, and she's a cop.
No, but there's stuff in here. I feel like, and I just read today that the ending that they reshot the ending because they didn't want to end it on a bleak note, which would be the sacrifice that happens. But I'm wondering if there's a bunch of stuff that just got kind of left on the floor because they went, hey, we need to trim this down. This movie is not that long. This movie over
It,
2 hours.
I think it
It
is
over
though,
2
but
hours.
I
This
see.
movie is kind of long.
I'm on the opposite with you because this felt long, but again, I
No,
wasn't enjoying it as
yeah,
much.
I'm changing my mind. You're right. Go ahead. Talk about the pacing.
Before I go about pacing, actually, I just want to say that not that apparently, according to Wikipedia, most scorpions are not deadly to humans. Still poisonous, but I guess they're not super deadly. So maybe she lucked out and didn't get a bad poisonous scorpion actually.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But pacing wise, keep in mind I saw this movie a couple weeks back now at this point, so I don't fully remember how the film was paced like that, but I don't think it was necessarily paced badly. At least
I
I
only
don't
say
think.
that because it jumps around a lot. It does jump around a lot, especially going back and forth between what May's detective character is doing in Egypt to coming back to what they're doing in Arizona. It's pretty much like we get a scene with the demon, cut to Egypt. Scene with the demon, cut to Egypt. Kind of like that.
Okay.
And there's to me, there's also some shit that isn't really well explained because we're shifting the tone between Exorcist movie, Evil Dead movie, and then slight noir detective movie.
Mhm.
And I would have appreciated it if we would have picked really the Evil Dead in the detective movie. Like that would have been good, not so much focusing on the tropes of possessed little girl. But they do some creative stuff. I also sound like I've been shitting on this quite a bit, but I do like some of the stuff that they do with the demon. I like her crawling through the floor. I like her dropping in the fucking coffin. I don't like the deviled egg scene. That was stupid and pointless. Just to gross out. Like I said, I like what they do with the design of the demon with the mummy straps. And I think I think Natalie's performance as Katie was pretty good. I mean, she's got to be creepy, dude, and I think she pulled it off.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Again, just you're a deadite, not a mummy. Oh,
Well,
there's that.
yes, facts. But you still got to do the job.
Yeah, yep, I will give you that, but still. Other than the characters we've been talking about, we haven't really mentioned much about the other two children in the film, actually, because they're actually not bad. The boy, I guess. I feel like
a
out of
whole
all,
lot to do.
he really doesn't. So maybe that's why I'm just kind of like with him. But he doesn't do
Yeah.
bad. He's just not really a standout. But I will say that Sebastian is his name. The youngest Maud, that's her name. Yeah, the youngest child actually does a fairly good job actually as well.
Oh, I think she's amazing. I love her. I really do. She's great. She was a lot of fun having her in here and following her, and it was I mean, as far as the character goes, it sucks because once they do the funeral scene, I mean, not that there wasn't already shades of Evil Dead, but that's really when this movie just says fuck it, just goes full blown Evil Dead.
I mean, I was sensing it from the not necessarily the get go, but I forgot exactly when I really started noticing the Evil Dead. But I would also say even before that, because hell, the youngest daughter gets like sort of possessed or just comes under the influence of the mummy and starts calling her teacher a cunt. I'm like, that's a deadite move, bro.
Yeah, for no reason. But that's what
Exactly.
I'm saying. Like I'm cool with shades, like the way that it's filmed and lit, and a couple instances where the demon might seem like it. Like, okay, I get it. It can work. But that is like Cronin just went fuck it.
Exactly. Like I don't mind the nods. I don't mind the fact that you worked on one and you want to kind of like put some of those nods to the filmmaking of Evil Dead into a mummy film. But again, if you're gonna call the movie The Mummy, be a mummy movie. Don't be Exorcist meets Evil Dead and then like a dash of mummy. Because like you were saying, noir detective mummy film, that would have been awesome actually. I really enjoyed that actually.
Yeah, that'd have been dope.
Yeah.
So Universal was originally gonna back this. And that's where these monsters are originally from. Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, Wolfman, the Mummy. They're Universal properties.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie was made. And then I guess they saw it. And this is stuff that I've read and heard. And I guess they went, we're good. you can do what you want with this. And then New Line took it. So if that's in that context, I like it. New Line put out Evil Dead anyway. So it's like, okay, this came full circle. Still got Blumhouse attached to it though.
Yeah, that is true. Also, I gotta say this too. Jack, or should I say Charlie, I feel you were not running or trying as hard to get your kid back when she got kidnapped, because I was watching this man run trying to get her back, and I'm like, bro, come on, where's them dad instincts at?
Yeah, an obligatory sandstorm in a mummy film. Who knew?
Oh yeah, that's true. And we didn't even get no face in the sand.
I give them marks for that. Positive marks for that, for not falling into that fucking trope. Kudos to you.
Fair, but I don't know. Maybe I would have given this film a bit more of a point if I saw that. I'm like, oh, hey, there's that. Because even the Tom Cruise one did it.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for fucking Brendan Fraser's new one, and they figure out a way for the Mayans to do it. If they don't do it with I'm just saying right now, if they don't do the Mayans, I'm gonna be pissed.
Who would have mind that? Hey, that'd be cool as hell. You know, okay.
It's always supposed to have been the plan. That's all I'm saying.
All right, then we will see what.
But I want fucking Submariner.
Gotcha. Is there anything else we're gonna go off on this movie? Because I ain't gonna lie.
No, not particularly. And I kind of figured, especially it being 3 weeks out now. Like I figured this is how this was going to shake down. This is always going to be kind of a quicker one. This was pretty much going to be your guys' show anyway. So no, we can move on.
Yeah. All right. So you know what it's time for? We got to rank the film.
We're gonna score it.
Yeah, and I wonder if I already scored it. I can't remember if I did or not. Let me see. I did not actually.
I did on Letterboxd. That's my only plug in Letterboxd. Yeah, I gave it. Okay, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. It's a solid Evil Dead film, I feel like. But it's definitely not a mummy movie. So
exactly.
If I can look at it, if I can accept it for what it is, it's not the worst thing I've seen. I don't mind it. I had a couple good times with it. Natalie Grace is very good as Katie and does a great job doing little demon things. Jack Rayner as Charlie is the MVP, along with May. I don't want to butcher her name, but those two are the emotional and driving forces behind the film. With Charlie, Jack's character Charlie, dealing with the emotional front, excuse me, and May's detective character dealing with all the investigative stuff. The mom is stupid. The little kids are okay. The effects are great. It's a competently made movie. I mean, it's shot pretty much just like Evil Dead Rise. And man, poor grandma, man. I
Poor
don't know.
grandma.
I don't know what Lee Cronin's grandma did, but he definitely got revenge in this movie. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 for Evil Dead the Mummy Rises.
It's called Evil Dead Rot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that movie's called Evil Dead Rise. This one is called Evil
I
Dead
said
the Rise of
rot.
the Mummy. This
I
is
said
Evil Dead the
rot.
Rise of the Mummy.
Too much words. I'm giving this movie I'm giving it a 5.5. I was thinking, I'm looking at my list of other things I ranked this year. I'm like, did I like this better than Return to Silent Hill? Did I also like it better than Scream 7?
Yes and
Scream 7
no. If that's what we're doing, I like it better than Return to Silent Hill, unfortunately. But I don't like it as much as I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Scream 7.
I mean, for me, I did not enjoy Scream 7 at all. Well, not at all, but like I did not. I will say this: I feel like I'm in the same mindset of this movie as I was Return to Silent Hill. Neat stuff, but not fully there. Like it's not awful, but I can guarantee I'm probably not going to watch this again. You know,
Oh,
I think about it. Just straight up 5. Straight up 5. I'm giving it a straight up 5 because
But this
I
is
just
not
thought about it. Yeah, I just thought about it because I actually would maybe watch Return to Silent Hill one more time. But I don't have any interest of watching The Mummy again.
When it comes time for me to marathon the Evil Dead films, which is something that I attempt to do every year, this
Mhm.
will be watched because it's a part of the canon now.
It might as well be.
But in any other context, no, I'm not gonna reach for this. I watch Evil Dead, I watch Evil Dead 2, I watch Army of Darkness, I watch 2013, and I don't even watch Rise that much. Not that Rise is bad, but I stick to those 4 mainly. So but that's why if I'm gonna get to that 4, then I'll probably get to the other 2 because why not? It's like the Fast and Furious, I've been around this long, I may as well. But the fact that Evil Dead Burn is coming out pretty fucking soon, very hyped for that. And then Evil Dead Wrath is being filmed right now. Very excited for that. So Evil Dead doing its thing.
It's a
Yay.
good time for Evil Dead.
Facts.
All right. Well, that concludes Evil Dead Rot.
Evil Dead The Rise of the Mummy. The Mummy Rises.
Evil Dead Rot. All right.
That's not bad either.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Evil Dead Loincloth.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
Did you say Loincloth Rising?
That is what I said. And that was before I saw Glizzies being delivered. What the fuck? It is serendipitous. There we go. I love that.
It's okay. I'm not gonna be able to eat them until we're done with our segment. Now, you guys should have went longer.
Yo, Morgan,
Blame the
you can
movie.
devour a glizzy on camera anytime you want.
Yeah, I'm sure many people on the internet would like that.
Yeah, they really would.
There we go.
This is good content for the OnlyFans channel for the wannabes. Come on.
Not the Flash.
Hit it!
No.
Damn!
Only glizzies.
40 minutes.
Yeah, so
Well.
that was fun. Thanks for letting me be a part of the show for a minute.
Hey, you're welcome, buddy.
All right. Tapping you out, Luke. My turn.
I get no breaks in this interview.
No breaks for you.
All right. We're done with that movie. Let's
Now you
talk
know
about the one I was really excited for. I can't sing on stream probably, so I'm not gonna.
You can for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I can't disrespect Michael like that. I gotta get at least 15 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the second review. It is time to review Michael. Yeah. Let's do this. All right, want me to do box office, or do you want to take over for this one?
You can. I don't mind.
Okay, hold on a sec. So, all right. So, Michael was made on a budget of between $165 million and 200 million. So according to Box Office News, as of April 29th of this year, Michael has grossed about 116 million in the United States and Canada and 121.6 million in other territories for a worldwide total of $237.6 million. On April 2nd, 3 weeks before its release, Deadline Hollywood reported an opening weekend estimate of about 50 to 60 million in the United States and Canada. Following the premiere, estimates were raised to about 65 to 70 million from about 3,900 screens. The film made 12.6 million from Wednesday and Thursday night previews, increasing estimates to 85 million. Michael ended up making 39.5 million on its first day, surpassing Oppenheimer for the biggest opening day for a biographical film and the highest opening day of any film in 2026. It went on to debut about 97 million, the best ever for a biographical and musical film. In international territories, Michael is projected to gross about 75 to 80 million from about 83 countries on its opening weekend. On April 23rd, it was reported that Michael had made 18.5 million, setting first day box office records, my bad, for a musical biopic in numerous countries. That's my boy. That was a lot of words. I
My
need more
job
water.
isn't so easy, is it? Eh?
I never said it was.
I'm just teasing. So, I do want to say before we dive into this a couple things. So yes, this is once again this follows the life of the singer Michael Jackson. It actually covers his involvement from a young kid into adulthood with his involvement of the Jackson 5, and then it ends at the Bad Tour that happens in the 1980s. Just so everybody knows, we do not get old Jackson, Michael Jackson in this film.
We get Jackson 5 through Bad Tour. So that means Dangerous through Invincible to anything else is not covered in this film. You get it, critics? That's why they don't talk about the allegations, because they didn't get there yet. Not to mention, they couldn't due to legal reasons.
Correct.
Yeah, I gotta say that. We'll probably talk more about that later.
Yeah, there's also, I want to say too, that just before we dive into the review, because a lot of people, surprisingly, that I've talked to didn't realize that this is made with approval from the Jackson family. Michael is actually portrayed by his own nephew, Jafar Jackson. A lot of people really didn't know that somehow. And for those wondering, because I literally even heard it in the theater, where was Janet? Janet kindly declined to be a part of the movie, as well as her own image. So they were not, no reason said to why. She just said she didn't want to be involved, but she does support the film. So those are the lines and information y'all need to know before we dive into this movie review. Did I miss anything? I felt like those were all just important to put out there.
I don't think so. So we talked about the legality of not talking about the allegations. Where is Janet? Jackson family's approval. I'm surprised people didn't know that Jafar was doing the role. I didn't know that. I didn't know that people didn't know.
I've met a few people that did not know that, and I was surprised.
Okay. Well, yeah, there goes the elephants in the room. There you go.
Yeah. So, where do you want to start? Because I know you were very excited for the film. I was also very excited because it looked amazing. I very much enjoyed this film. I'm going to just state that now.
Let's start with Jafar.
Okay.
My God.
He was amazing.
You know what?
Holy
At first, I was thinking to myself, no, Jafar is doing a damn good job portraying Michael. Yes. But by the point, mid to the end, I started thinking, this isn't Jafar. This is Michael. Michael had to possess this man to get that so right. Holy shit.
Phenomenal job. You know what?
Shout out. Go for
it. I meant to look this up before. Has he done any interviews yet?
I think a couple, but I actually haven't watched any yet.
Hold on. I'm going to. I see one from the Tonight Show. I just want to hear his real voice and to know, does he have that voice, or is he tapping into Michael's voice? You know what I mean?
I believe he's tapping into it, actually.
I also think so, but I want to hear him.
Okay. But my God, Jafar Jackson, I there's a different variation of Holy Ghost. He caught the Michael Holy Ghost to do put on that performance because not only was the acting, not only was his voice, his dance moves, his singing voice, everything it just embodied Michael Jackson so hard. Like holy damn. And shout out to the makeup department too, because I know Jafar does have Michael's look to a degree from like off the wall to the Thriller area, but the makeup done on him really brought that to life as well.
Oh, okay. I literally was making our thumbnail, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the image I have of Jafar as Michael from the movie, Dan was sitting next to me and he's like, "Man, he looks really freaking good as Michael." And like the makeup, the like it honestly, like I would love to I want to like pull up like side by side photos cuz like I already know he looks fantastically a lot like him in terms of like with the makeup and the hair, but like it is just mind-blowing how phenomenal and how close he looks to Michael. And I love like the thing that like validated this movie is like yes, this is definitely a movie I want to see is the fact that A. Jackson was playing Michael.
Now it wouldn't be.
That really excited me even more about this biopic than anything else.
I will say it ain't the first time a biopic decided to do that because Straight Outta Compton, Ice Cube's own son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., portrayed Ice Cube, so we know it can work. And my God, Jesus Christ!
Also,
I hope Michael's
the
looking down this
vocals,
crowd.
this man, the vocals, like Jafar did the singing as well, right? Because I know he's a singer as well.
Yeah. So I listen. I don't want to. I don't know how much was lip sync, how much was him. So, but I do say
I'm
if he,
right now.
yeah, go ahead for it actually.
So,
but either way, Jafar nailed so much.
Okay, the answer is Jafar Jackson sings in the Michael biopic, but his vocals are blended with original Michael Jackson recordings for musical performances.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So he sang live on set for authenticity, with his voice appearing alone in some of the a cappella or studio scenes. And funny enough, that is where I'm like, holy cow about this guy, about Jafar. And to be fair, also about Michael. Like that studio scene where he's breaking into like the Michael we know. He's playing, he's having fun. You get like that a cappella, like that thing like Michael is really known for doing with. That takes a lot as a fellow singer. That takes a lot of vocal control to do right. So like that just goes to show like how talented and well trained Jafar already is. So with that being said, so he did those like a cappella and studio scenes himself. There was no, I do want to say that they have explicitly said that no AI has been used for singing any of the singing voices. But for like the actual like live performances, like so like the on stage stuff and probably more of the record, like the finished versions, that's a blend of Jafar and Michael.
Okay, makes sense. That makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, he trained for years to mimic his uncle's dancing and singing, with music supervisor John Warhurst highlighting the use of Jafar's performances as a base. So that's really cool too.
So I also want to give a shout out to young Michael, played by Giuliano Cruz-Valid.
He also performs the vocals himself.
Yep.
That
so shout out to young Michael as well.
Range.
What?
I got it. Continue.
Okay, I was like, what the hell? So yeah, shout out to young Michael. Shout out to both actors did great job portraying Michael. From Absolutely. Young Michael to adult Michael, actually. From the mannerisms, the voice, the dancing. My God, the dancing. That's what was selling me so hard. It's like, even if some vocal moments, I'm like, okay, I can hear Jafar a little bit there, but so maybe not exact. But my God, the dancing, particularly the Billie Jean sequence when he performs at Motown. That's when I was like, this is fucking Michael right here. No, let me take that back. I'll even say during the Beat It section. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep gushing.
No, please do. Like, honestly, it's kind of funny. Like, you guys didn't have a lot to say about Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Where for me, in a weird way, I don't have a lot to say about Michael, but not because it was bad, because it's just so good. And if I keep talking, I'm just gonna gush. Like, I genuinely loved this film. Do I
Oh,
just because I can put it up against something? Will I say did I enjoy just to put it there
mm,
Bohemian Rhapsody, the biopic for Queen more? Truthfully, yes. However, I think they're right in line with one another for how good they are. I think both like the team, the cast and all of them did amazing in both of them. I'm just personally I bet I though I like Michael Jackson's music, I'm a Queen girl through and through. They also, to be fair, did the full timeline of Queen. We
mhm.
didn't get that here in Michael, which isn't a problem. Legality reasons, as we stated before. Um, but yeah, for me, this is right up there with Bohemian Rhapsody. I would just choose Bohemian Rhapsody over it because I have a lot of nostalgia for me growing up with Queen more than I do Michael. But I love Michael's
That's
music.
that's fair. And I'm like in the same. Only difference is I've been putting this up against Straight Outta Compton, and I
That's
might
fair.
still edge out Straight Outta Compton before, if anything. But I still love this movie, just like you say. Hello, Lena.
Hello.
Oh, so okay. So we've been talking about Jafar Jackson, his performance as Michael a lot, but the other amazing performance I got to shout out, Coleman Domingo as Joseph Jackson. Jesus Christ! Again, that was Joseph at a point. That had to have been. I don't even know. I don't even
So I
see
will
a lot of videos
say
on Joseph, but Jesus.
I have heard and that they had said for the film they actually toned down Joseph's character for the biopic.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. So
I have heard and read from like more official sources that um yeah, he was a lot worse than than they portray him in the movie, but it was more for like sake of I think trauma and triggering of people who are viewing it that they toned it down. I think he still came off as the absolute disgusting asshole that he is.
yeah, so keep my Michael Jackson is my favorite artist ever, and there was a time period where I was just like really invested in learning so much about him, and so I
Me with
know,
Queen. Me with
yeah,
Queen.
see
I
there,
literally
yeah,
did a
so
school project on
I
Queen.
so I know about Joseph, and I know that there was some tone back in this, probably
Yeah.
for trauma reasons, triggering reasons, and everything like that. But also, like, because this is going to be something I get into later as well, because I do want to address the audience versus the critics actually as well, because I
Sure.
just think the critics are wrong in this case. I mean, no one's
Usually
wrong
are.
for not liking a film, but still. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, even if we don't see the full extent of the abuse, you still see enough of it. Like the one scene enough. No, there's one scene of a solid whooping, and then there's one where it's implied it's about to happen, and so and then you just also see the emotional, psychological abuse going on there as
The
well.
way that both what is his name? Giuliano and Jafar actually show how the trauma is affecting them through not even just like through their facial expression, but the body language. That
Hmm.
was so well trained and portrayed. Like it was very believable. You know what I mean? Not that you
Yeah,
want. Sadly, you don't want to believe it because it's not good. It's awful what they had to go through with their father, but you know Jafar and Giuliano did an amazing job portraying kind of like trying to shield the fact that they're being abused from especially around him, around Joseph, because he would just probably get worse about it. But their whole acting and everything, the body language they used, the way their eyes wouldn't connect with his, like I loved that because that made it feel real.
yeah. They got that part down without going to the complete depths of it actually too. So the point was gotten across, if you ask me.
Also, big shout out to Nia Long who plays their mother, Catherine
Catherine.
Jackson. I
Yep.
really, really loved her portrayal.
I love Nia Long in general. I love her
I,
so
I do
much.
too, to be fair. She's fantastic. But I love I love all the soft moments we get with her. Whether it's her like obviously there's times where you're like, "Come on, mama. Stick up for your
Hmm.
boys a little sooner," but it's hard to do that when you're dealing with a powerhouse of a man like Joseph. I but it's just like I love those little moments, those little glances, those like there's a lot of use of like expression and body language in this film across the entire length of it. And that is something that really, really stood out to me across almost all of the actors.
Mhm.
And even like when we get Billy, our uh his security guy. Was it Billy? Is that his name?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, Billy Bray. Even what Kylan did for Billy, I loved the subtleness we got to see with Billy. So like there was just all of the acting through not just like large motions and voice and everything, just like the more subtleties really stood out to me in this biopic, and I loved it. And I saw them a lot, especially a lot with Catherine, with her trying to like even just speak with her son one on one and trying to like be that guiding hand for him, trying to be a caring mother. Even moments where she's like, I don't have the power to do what I want to do, and it's destroying me to watch it.
Hmm. Also, shout out to the rest of the cast who portrayed the Jackson Five.
Yeah.
We've got Jamal R. Henderson as Jermaine. We have Trey Horton as Marlon. We have Ryan Hill as Tito. Joseph David Jones as Jackie. And then there's also the young ones, which I just had to say a whole lot of names and everything like that. But shout out to everyone for bringing the Jackson Five alive too. Which, again, we gotta remember it's a Michael film, so the Jackson Five, like the rest of the brothers as characters, along with Latoya Jackson, don't really have the most to do, but they are at least there, and they, in my opinion, they still do a good job. They do a great job.
I agree. Like the focus isn't them, but
Yeah.
they do a genuinely a phenomenal job. I really, really enjoyed them. Even both old and young versions. Fantastic.
Hmm.
I'm
Also,
gonna be saying that a lot. It was
yeah.
so good.
Also, we got Miles Teller here as John Branca. I think he does
Holy
fine.
hell. He looks so old in that out in like his costume and like makeup and hair. Holy cow.
I mean,
I
Miles is
was like
39 now,
Miles.
so
I liked
he
Miles'
is.
character though. He
Yeah,
was
he
more
was
of
good.
very much more of a side character, but when he was on screen, I
Yes.
enjoyed him. So
Yeah, I liked him as well too. So the cast all does such. I forgot Lorenz Tate is in this movie. Listen. Okay, this is good. I watch the channel All Def Digital, right? They I'm bringing this up because I thought the exact same thing. Because Lorenz Tate plays a character in the film Menace to Society who is just fucking evil, pretty much, actually, right? And as somebody on YouTube once said, to this day, I still don't trust Lorenz Tate. When I saw Lorenz Tate in this movie, I was like, oh shit, that's you. And I was like, wait, no, this is the wrong movie. He ain't as evil in that one movie. I just had to bring
I
that up because I
liked
think
him
that's
as
funny.
Barry Gordy. Barry
Yeah, so
Gordy
did
was
I.
I tell you what though, Barry was the first one who like clocked Joseph.
Mhm.
Like in the early stages of like the Jackson 5, like in just seeing like the subtleness again, the subtle acting
Yeah,
and like body languages. I was just like, Barry clocks it. Mm.
very. I especially love at the end where Billy just has to tell Joe, just stop. Let him be his own person. I that
Yeah,
another great moment actually too. But
100%.
also like just Coleman's performance as Joseph just was so good. Like Jesus, I felt the anxiety for Michael in some of those scenes, and like I got why Michael did some of the stuff he did. Why he wants to fire him by fax or tell what's his name, John to do it for him. Like I get why. I genuinely do get why. And just when he's got that presence, when he's in his room later, and then he's got his hand on the door handle, and everything, I'm just like, oh god, please don't explode, please don't
Yep.
explode, please don't explode. I
Yep.
was genuinely like scared. And my god, just Joseph trying so hard to stay in control of everything Michael does.
Yeah, and
But
I mean, also props to mom finally being like, we only have what we have because of that boy. Like,
mhm.
let's go, mama.
Yeah, like sure, okay, Joseph, you push the boys into stardom, and that is the reason they explode. But like, come on, Michael had that talent. You can't keep acting like it was you who put everybody on for real.
And what's funny is like even when he was younger, because there's the whole psychological thing where Joseph he knew Michael was a talent, and Michael wanted to go out and do things. He wanted to be him, but Joseph kept bringing him in because he knew
Hmm.
that if he didn't control Michael, he would lose Michael. He knew that from when
True.
he was a little kid.
And yeah, I get it that Joseph working at the steel mill and everything like that, like it sucks and everything, but my God, I mean, the film doesn't go super duper in depth about the robbed childhood of Michael, but you still see it though. Maybe it's easier because I'm such a fan, so I know these things, so it's like easier
See,
to point out. But I
yeah,
do
and
wonder
I
how the
knew that
common
stuff
folk
really
would.
well as I think
Hmm.
it showed well. I think like it was showed in a way that wasn't subtle, but also was at the same time. It's kind of like a kind of a middle ground.
Hmm.
It was implied. I think could it have been implied harder? Sure, but that wasn't also the main focus of the film either.
I'm glad you said that too, because I'm gonna save that for the end rant everything too when I start talking about the critics and everything too, and just the lack of just he don't want to tour, and yet you hear announcing tours and everything like that too. And oh, I think the other than the beating part, the part that made me most mad is when he's announcing. I think it was it a first tour? It was right after Off the Wall dropped, where Michael does not want to tour, and then he starts just attacking like, oh, so now you think because you got a successful album, you think you better than everybody? Like, why you gotta go there? What the hell, man? Jesus.
Yeah, that's typical. Like I feel threatened talk though.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
And
he's not feeling verbally threatened. He's feeling just like in general
mhm,
threatened by the persona Michael's putting out for himself and what it means for the Jackson 5, the Jackson family, really what it means for Joseph and his success.
exactly. And then also not to mention too, because there's a point in early in the film where he calls him Big Nose as a kid, and I was like, oh no, I know where that's gonna go actually too.
As soon
And
as
then
I heard
I was like,
that, and then he's
oh,
like, I've been told I have a big nose, and it's like, ah, Joseph,
yeah,
you
it's like
caused this.
saw
Like,
that
Joseph,
coming.
you're the one who are he's what you're why he got the nose job.
So okay, so we've talked a lot about the cast and everything like that. So let's talk, I want to go into like things that the film does cover, like events into it, because every
Yeah,
performance
absolutely.
is so damn great. Like let's start with the Jackson 5 performances. They are energetic, they are great. Young Michael's killing it. Coming, oh, if
Even
only
his
the movie.
brothers, like, even his
Yeah,
brother trying to learn the dancing with him, like, there's just little sprinkle moments that I absolutely love and adore that really made the Jackson 5 feel more than just Michael, though Michael was obviously, like, still kinda like their front man, if you will. Like, it still felt like the brothers were there and mattered.
yep. They all carried that presence and everything like that. It's just I really wish the song "She's Out of My Life" was in this film because I'm like, hey, are they gonna explain the origin of Michael, coming down to singing to one particular girl in the audience when he sings that song? Oh damn! But that's that's one little missed opportunity, but that doesn't make anything bad. I swear.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh jeez. And then off the okay, so I will admit this though, because again, it's a biographical film, and Michael had a lot going on from his Jackson 5 days up to a bat and everything like that too. You gotta pick and choose your battles. So
Sure.
I will say the fact that off the wall, like the behind the scenes of it, it's a montage, but what led to him meeting Quincy Jones isn't there because I believe they met when Michael worked on The Wiz, actually. So like there's a lot missing. I will give it. There's a lot missing and it feels like there's a lot missing. But again, I'm giving it leeway because like you can only do so much at a point actually too. Because even I
Mhm.
feel look, I have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody, so I can't say that. But I know Straight Outta Compton. Like again, pick and choose your battles of what you adapt and what you cover actually too. Because
I
I'm
mean, you
sure
gotta think about
a
it
lot.
too. You're covering it they're covering such a large span. It's not like you're covering, like, 5 years for somebody. You're
Hmm.
covering in this case, this was shy I mean, it was what he started when he was, like, 8 or something like that, 8 or 10. So, like, this literally spanned, like, 15 plus years for Michael.
Hmm.
Like, you can't include everything because then you're gonna have the critics and even potentially us complaining about the length. Like, though, like, I love it, it was great, it ran too long, I was getting a little antsy like, you
Hmm.
gotta pick it like you're saying, you have to pick and choose your battles. You're also doing this on people who are extremely well known, their history's well known. Most people don't need to know all the information, if they wanna know it, they can go and research it.
Exactly. Exactly what I did. Exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Honestly. So.
I did some after the fact too, because I did know quite a bit about Michael, to be fair. I didn't know everything, but I learned stuff from this film even as well, which I have to say I love. As somebody who knows this music really well, knows information about him, remembers like how big of a deal he was and like some of the not great jokes that people made. Like it was really interesting to see a version of Michael that we, especially us, the younger generation, never got to see, and especially then I think the whole populace that's never seen because of what was behind closed doors.
True, true. But okay, so off the wall. I mean, we cover a little bit of off the wall, the behind the scenes of everything like that. But my God, watching the creation of Thriller
Oh,
was
so
so
good.
goddamn great. I
That was one of the
love.
things that I love about I didn't one of my favorite things I learned about Michael from this film is I didn't realize like his short films, his like music videos were his idea like that he was like I want to make sure I didn't realize he was like I don't want to say I didn't realize he was a visionary because he's very obviously a visionary. Um but it was I didn't know to the extent of which it went, and I thought that was a really cool bit of information to learn about Michael and his thought process and like just how he looked at himself and his craft.
Yeah. So that is something that I had been aware of as well too. Well, I no wait, what did I just say? Shut up. I was actually aware of that actually too.
Yeah. I
But
didn't know
what
of its
I
extent.
yeah. But oh man, I loved watching this mad genius just create that album. Because that is like the whole middle
Yes.
because what I guess okay, him behind the scenes of Beat It, I think is my favorite part of this whole movie. The fact, he's watching the Crips and Blood gang war going on, which was going on at the time and stuff like that, and decided, because this was such a Michael move. This was something Michael would do. Like, hey guys, come together, do it for me. Like he does. I like that he doesn't take advantage of people. Like, do it for me in like that, not like that evil kind of way. He doesn't like, guys. I want everyone to be friends here. Just, let's work on something together. Let's make music. Let's have some fun and stuff like that. Watching that mad genius sing to himself how he came up with "Want to Be Starting Something" or "Beat It," or especially watch him come up with the choreography for "Beat It," which is in my top three for my favorite Michael Jackson choreography, actually. And then
Yeah.
watching this freestyle, like, "Hey guys,
That was
yeah,
fantastic. That was
like, hey
so
guys,
good.
keep going. I want to try something real quick." And then I watch him, was like, "Oh, fuck off, man, fuck it up. Oh, it was so good." And then of course, behind the scenes of Thriller, which I hate to be this guy. Okay, as anything they recreated, I noticed the most differences in Thriller. Like, oh, still great, still great, still great. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
I
That's
just
just me
love
being
that because
nitpicky.
I think like not ever though some people do not everybody also knows that that was something he actually did. He actually invited real members of these rival Los Angeles gangs for the music video. Like he worked with like the LAPD's gang unit to actually recruit 80 members. So we don't see as many of them as he
Mhm.
actually recruited, but like but they're all in the background of the video, and that's awesome. He it, I don't know. I really, really had a great time with this movie.
Also, whoever did the casting for some of those backup dancers for Beat It, again, spot on. Holy shit. I was like, oh, because look, I've been watching Michael Jackson videos for the longest time, so I know those backup dancers. I was like, oh, hey, it's him. Oh, hey, it's him. They have the sunglasses. I'm like, bro, so good. So
I
damn
love it.
good. Oh, man, so damn
I
good.
love it.
And just watching this recreation of iconic Michael moments was just so surreal, so fun. It was like a way, I am sad to always admit that I got way more into Michael Jackson, unfortunately, after he was gone.
Sure.
But it was so awesome to feel like you kind of went back and just kind of watched how
Yeah,
all of this
it
history
was
came together.
it's an interesting like live walk through history. And I felt
Hmm.
that way with Bohemian Rhapsody and I knew almost everything that happened in that movie. And then this film as well. It's like, there's so much that I do know, but like Michael Jackson wasn't our era. And though we grew up with the music, Michael Jackson wasn't like they're more like our parents' era. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it was really interesting to be like, yeah, I feel like I'm stepping back in time, and being able to really walk through and enjoy like this musicians and singers history.
I also love just how everyone treat like the fans, particularly the gang members, act like, "Oh, my sister wants an autograph." Nah, bro, just admit you want an autograph, bro.
I love that moment because that speaks to like how Michael was. He's like, I want to do something about this. I want to bring people together. You see that with how they portray even Michael going and visiting the like terminally ill children.
Hmm.
And it was just like moments like that where it's like it goes to show Michael, they're like, oh, I want it for me, for my sister. Yeah, and like but then every gang member, not even just his side, all of the members were giving him shit. And just as it goes, like, I feel like that was such a Michael moment of like, this is what I wanted to show them. This is what I wanted to do, was show them they can get along. Because in that moment, though they were teasing the guy, they were getting along just fine.
They really were.
And
Especially
I love the beat it moment. That was so good.
And it's kind of funny too because my dad, like when I first showed my dad the trailer and stuff like that, because I don't know how much on Michael he was back in the day and stuff like that, but he did tell a story where he realized that Michael really was the truth when not just females, because any like females would be fainting, screaming their eyes off, crying for the man. When he saw males doing it too, he's like, "Oh, this guy is the truth. This guy is for real."
His freaking tour, like at least 5+ women being fainting at the edge, being lifted over and carried out.
Which is true. That is true. Especially if you live in I can't say the word. In Bucharest somewhere. It was during the Dangerous tour, which is like one of the most watched live Michael shows. Yes, multiple people fainted. And you know what's the crazy part too? It wasn't even him performing. He stood there for 2 minutes. He popped up. He did the little trampoline jump, the pyro and everything. He stood there, aura all out and everything like that. Everyone losing their minds, passed out before he even sang the first song. He had that much power.
It's honestly something we haven't seen in a while. I heard can I sidetrack us for just a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
About 2 girls. I heard like this group of girls in the bathroom who are actually probably a little bit younger than us. They're like, yeah, like when did he, like, I'm doing my business. They're washing their hands. They're like, when did he die? Or blah, blah, blah. I think he was like 25. And they're like, no, I think he was 30. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, girls, he was 50. But
yeah.
Okay.
I
But
remember that day.
they're like, yeah, like they were also talking about like, I think he was old enough where he was like during Michael's time, like about someone they know or whatever. And like it was cracking me up. And suddenly they go like, yeah, I feel like Michael dying for their generation was like if Justin Bieber died for ours.
Not even close.
And I'm like, girls, I don't think Bieber is not Michael Jackson level. I'm sorry. Like,
nobody is Michael Jackson level.
Not even Taylor Swift is Michael Jackson level.
No one is Michael Jackson level. No one is overtaking that. And I
do want to say the person who got the closest was probably Prince. And I love that little slam, that little joke about Prince. That sent me so hard. That sent me.
I forgot about that. Oh, because Michael and Prince did have that rivalry.
I loved it. I was like, chef's kiss. That was fantastic.
Do you know about the story that Prince and Michael were supposed to be on bad, but Prince turned it down here at the first line?
No, I didn't. I don't know that.
The first line, "Yo, bud is mine." Prince heard that's like, whose bud are we talking about? Nah, I'm out. That's actually the story.
That is fantastic.
And oh man, I forgot about that Prince line. Like, y'all had still a rivalry in there. I love it so much. But man, I was so into this movie. So much so, like, I didn't feel like I was just watching a biographical. I really felt like I was really watching Michael's life. So when that Pepsi commercial came through,
I agree with you. 100% agree with you. But yes, the Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, well, actually, before I end, because again, the Motown 25 performance of Billie Jean, holy shit, was just so groundbreaking. Yeah. But you know what, too? I forgot who said it. I think it was Barry Gordy, where Joe just had to say something right after that amazing performance, and I think Barry just threw out there like, you couldn't even let him have one night.
No, that was one of his sons. That was one of the other. Yeah, that was one of the other Jackson boys.
I couldn't remember. Okay, I couldn't remember though. But like, it was like, oh my god. And then meets with Don King, the Victory Tour, and like end up pressuring Michael into it and everything like that. Sponsored by Pepsi. And when I saw them film the commercial, I shit you not, I was watching, like, I just started doing this. I'm like,
I know. I feel that.
Because
I knew that's when he gets burned. So I'm just like, how is it gonna? Oh god, it's coming. It's gonna happen. Oh no.
Man, this movie had me so sucked in, bro. My heart was beating fast. I was like,
me too.
No.
I cannot tell you for how long I had to go pee. and I didn't want to leave.
Oh my god, bro, that was rough. And then it happened. It was like, oh, no, 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 no. Oh god, stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that was rough. That was rough. And what does Joe ask? How long till he can perform again? Are you serious right now? Oh boy, just got third-degree burns on his scalp. Could have died, and all you care about is when he can perform again. Jesus Christ, bro.
I'm happy, like, obviously, anybody watching it and not sitting in it can be like, I wish mom spoke up sooner, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
But, she also was in that
Shocked.
household. I'm sure she wasn't treated the best either by her husband. And
Yeah, like,
that
there is a lot.
you don't get to see as much of that in this film because again, the focus is Michael.
Mhm.
But my
Yeah, there's.
goodness, like that is the tipping point for mom. That is where we finally see mom get her backbone.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah, I get it too because, like, back in the day, how relationships were, particularly also how
yeah.
some in the Black community were actually too. Like, it wasn't how it is today. It was quite toxic actually, and it was
And
sadly more
you see that
normal for that
across
to be the thing.
sadly you see that across just everything back then. There was
Yeah.
you had the housewife, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. I hate using it as an excuse, but like it's the quote of like it was a different time excuse. There, it's like it doesn't make it right, but I just know why that
It
it
is
is the way
part of
it
that
is.
time though, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
So, Jesus.
It covers so many this movie covers so many themes that are important to just be aware of and to know. Like there
Mhm.
is like a lot of like even subtle racism because you look at like how it is with like the labels and MTV that gets touched on there. Um there's, mental and physical abuse. There's just so many themes that they touch on.
Yeah. And then I'm so happy when I love how Michael stands up to Joseph and cuts ties with him. And he doesn't in what I'm gonna call such a Michael
That
way.
is so like honestly, like that's that's some petty shit I would do. If I would
I
like
love it.
if I had the platform, that is some petty shit I would do or I would think of doing. And I'm sitting there like, "Fuck yeah, let's go, Michael."
I was so
Like,
proud. Walked past his dad. Billy's just like, just let him go, bruh. And I was so happy for him there. But holy shit.
my favorite part about that though was when they like finally got away and they were walking out and everything. Just Billy like so proudly smiling
Mhm.
to
Even his mama
Michael.
in the even his mama in the backstage is happy for him too.
Yeah, I loved
It's
all
just
of that.
I was so happy too. I was so happy too. Also, okay, I know I said a lot about the Motown performance of Billie Jean, but
Mhm.
holy shit, that performance of Human Nature.
Yes,
Oh,
that was really good.
you know what? I ain't go cap. I think maybe that's a fight. I don't know which recreation was better, but those were man. What I love so much too is this was the closest I'm gonna get to seeing a Michael performance live. Like it was just such a surreal experience to be in that theater. I mean, my theater wasn't hype or anything like that, like I was really hoping for. But I was in my chair, just
It's funny.
feeling it.
I literally saw comments like on Reddit about the movie, just like that other people were like, I was on the verge of tears when I saw the human nature scene. Like I got caught up in the moment, like so many things like that. So it's a powerful scene.
Yeah, I was just singing and everything. I was like, oh, I sing it, man. Crowd going crazy. Also, I've been saying this for years, but I always forget how sexy, like, bad era Michael Jackson was. Like, late Thriller to early Bad. Like, I know, he's got the I forgot the skin disease. I can't never say it right, actually. He had the wigs and everything like that, but god damn, he was still sexy. I don't give a shit. And his outfits were on point. And that performance with the Jackson 5 singing Working Day and Night, it's just as great. I was just like, oh, get it. Get Petty with Joseph. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
So, just Jesus. Hell, I got the Human Nature performance in the background right now because like
Eh,
it was just that good.
there was oh shoot. Oh, another thing I want to just say that obviously needs to have good audio. It is a movie based on music, right? But the audio was so good. I went and saw this at we went to Imagine for the big Dolby Atmos theater. They also just had the better showtime for our day, and seeing that in the big Dolby Atmos theater was fantastic.
Ooh, I'm curious how that would look because I saw this at MJR IMAX.
Yeah, we went to the Imagine Dolby Atmos and having the Dolby like sound and system was amazing.
Yeah.
Dan and I were like, I wish we could just like do like throw on like random movie concerts just on the screen and enjoy it.
I like that. I'm not gonna lie. Us talking about Michael makes me want to watch again. I literally just looked up Showtime.
Honestly, I'll go again. I want to see it again too.
I'm like, oh, I think I want to. I think it starts at 10. Do I got? We gotta wrap up in 5 minutes. I'm just playing. But no, I got more to say though because, well, okay, I want to talk about where this film ends because it starts right before the bad performance and it ends right back where we started and everything like that.
Yeah.
Again, so good. Only issue is bad is not my favorite Michael song. But that's the main thing. I not a bad song. I don't know. I just find it like at the bottom of the I likes, I suppose. But like we said in the beginning, so there are some original scripts where they were gonna go into the first allegations, but until they realized legally they couldn't. So when they realized they couldn't, then that's when the reshoot started happening. Like, okay, we got to end this on a different note.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't like if they were able to get like a legal approval and passing, I wouldn't mind seeing that side of it too, though. Only because I
Mhm.
feel like things got so messy and muddy that a lot of people just in general don't really understand all of it.
It's kind of a shame. I'm surprised how young I was when I really did every bit of research into that. Actually,
Mhm.
I'm like, I really did. So, but I suppose, like, I think what they were gonna do with it, honestly, was they weren't really gonna like go into super in depth of everything. I think they were really gonna focus more of how that affected Jackson's career and his life at the time, actually, too.
Yeah,
Because if I look into the writing and stuff like that, like they wanted to humanize but not sanitize and present the most compelling, unbiased story behind it and stuff like that.
that's fair.
Where even Coleman Domingo said the film wasn't not trying to prove his innocence, but it was just trying to give a examination of the artist and on who he is and what makes him complicated for you to leave with your own answers and everything like that too. So yeah, but then legally it turns out, oh no, they actually couldn't actually because I don't know if they were even gonna use the name of the people, but I imagine you would, but they couldn't, so it was like, okay, we gotta revise the third act actually, which I guess I'm not mad at either because, like, if anything, the film really feels like it's just a celebration of Michael and who he was and what he accomplished and everything like that too. From
Mhm.
his early Jackson 5 days, some of what he went through to get there, whether it was bad, whether it
It
was
kind
good.
of I look at it as it isn't like kind of like an homage to how we got the Michael that like the iconic Michael I think that everybody remembers. Cuz like
Hmm.
some people may remember like the like later Michael like when there more of the facial work was done when he lost got more of the I think it's vitiligo or something like that is how it's called. You know, and it just I think
Okay, that's right.
as more goes on, people can remember that sure, but like for me, when I think of Michael, I think of like Thriller, you know, his bad tour, like all that kind of stuff. Like I think of how he looked then in those videos, how like his performances were then, and I think this was just a beautiful homage to the icon of Mike, like where he started it and how he got to the icon he became.
Hmm. So then that leads me into talking about the critics. Because it irritates me so much to see the generally negative reviews come from critics of like saying the film was sanitized, soulless. And people for some reason really were upset that the allegations weren't brought up. I'm like I said, legal reasons they couldn't. Why the
Yeah, so
hell do us podcasters know more about behind the scenes stuff of a film
because
than the
apparently we
damn
do more
professional critics?
research. We do more
Apparently
research, we do
so.
more prep. Because I did just also because I wanted to I couldn't remember the exact reason why legally they weren't allowed to go into it. So what actually happened was there is actually a clause in the settlement of the 1993 scandal. So
Mhm.
the actual clause in the settlement with the Chandlers actually barred any dramatization of the family. They legally put into writing within the settlement that our family name will never be allowed to be dramatized. And that is why because this isn't now could we go in and do a instead of a biopic kind of do more of a like a historic like documentary and bring up the Chandlers and the scandal? yes, but a biopic is more of a dramatized theatrical look at what would be it's a think of it as like a theatricalized documentary. You can take a little bit of liberties here and there. You you don't have to stick 100% to the facts, but you're sticking to the majority of the facts. And that's enough where legally, like I think if you did documentary, because it's not a dramatization, you could talk about them because you're just be like, these are the facts. This is what happened in Michael's life. Where this was too dramatized for that with how the legal writing is.
Mhm. But like point standing, why do we know that more than the critics? Why are you guys mad that that's not there? And why is it so hard to accept that, dude? That happened after the album Dangerous release. This ends at bad. Like, use your head.
Yeah.
But also,
I
like we
mean,
said earlier,
they did technically, as we already said, they did tone down Joseph. I could see them trying to argue, oh, that was them watering it down or sanitizing it, if you will. But I think I'm kind of happy I didn't get to see more of real Joseph.
same because it's rough. It's very rough.
Yeah.
Like I know that the
Especially in a
film could
film for
have gone
me, like the film, like you were saying earlier, feels like a celebration. And I think if we had more of that in there, it would have dampened that note that we like leave off on.
exactly. That is like, remember what we learned in Specs Howard? Because I've always taken this to heart about documentaries. How many stories you can tell in one? Like, think, because remember the documentary that I worked on, the first one we worked on in class, how many angles of that subject
Yes,
we could have actually tackled, actually? And it's
absolutely.
just like the same thing with, I think, a biographical film like this. Like, yes, you could have gone more into the psychological and emotional damage that Joseph did to Michael. We
We
could
already
go
get a
into
lot
that.
of it. We already
I mean,
get
we
so
do,
much
yeah.
of it.
We can dive more into, the loneliness, the robbed childhood. Like, there's a lot you could have dove into, or we can dive into the rise of Michael. Like, are all those things important? Yes, and that's why I feel like they're in it. They're not the focal point of the film, but they're in it to the point where you get it, right? So it's like to call it. I don't. I guess to a degree, I see why you would say sanitize, but again, it's a pick and choose your own. It's a pick and choose your battle scenario actually too, and I feel like any biographical film is going to do that. Hell, Straight Outta Compton has to cover fucking 5 members of a rap group actually. So like again, you got to pick and choose your battles of what gets adapted and what doesn't, because like how y'all gonna give like that movie got well recepted, don't get me wrong too, but like it is also brought up like there's a lot about Dr. Dre that wasn't brought up about his abusive allegations towards women and everything like that too.
Yeah.
And like I mean there could be many reasons why he didn't do that. Maybe there could be multiple reasons why not do that, but again, like we already got a long movie. Hell, the extended cut is almost damn 3 hours and still a lot missing, not probably not talked about and everything like that. Hell, there's a whole ass
I
member
wonder
of
if we'll ever get an
NWA
extended
who's not.
Michael cut.
I hear there was a variation that was 4 hours. I would watch it. Listen,
I would
I love
watch it.
Michael enough that I will watch it. I ain't gonna lie. But just calling it sanitized, I'm just like, I sort of get where you're coming from, but I
Yeah.
don't agree.
I don't agree
And
with
also,
that.
whoever said this film was soulless, fuck you. What movie did you watch? What movie did you watch? And
I think there
even
was I honestly don't understand how they even got that comment.
exactly.
I really
And
just think that they're soulless.
they probably are. And just why the hell so long after he's gone, why did so many people still try to tear the man down? Now you're trying to tear the biographical down for not going in depth about how horrible his life was, how horrible his childhood was, or the allegations. Like, why can't we just celebrate one of the biggest icons who ever lived? Why do we have to always focus on the bad of Michael? Why can't we focus on the positive? The mad genius he was, those epic
Mhm.
dance moves, that voice. It just feels like people are still trying to tear him down. Leave that man alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, is there anything else we want to bring up on the movie?
I think that kind of honestly, I think I covered everything. I'm sure I'll remember something I forgot, but for now, I think I'm good. How about you?
I am too. I am too. Well, it is time to rank Michael.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
You go ahead and go first.
All right. Well, this is a hard one to rate for me. Only because like just know what other films were. I've had some really high films already this year, and I'm trying to be like, where do they line up with one another, right? But right now I'm it's gonna go right up there with my other top two movies so far of the year, and it's gonna be a 9.5. I had such a fantastic time with this film. Honestly, it was a 9 before you and I started talking about it, Dreaded, because I had someone like to gush about it with, and it went from a 9 to a 9.5 because like you just like helped me realize like no, I like this film more a little bit more than I thought I did because I have someone to like really chat about it with. Um so yeah, God, it sounded great. It looked great. The cast did phenomenal. There was so many subtleties that I think made this film better. And maybe that's where the critics are can't. Maybe they just can't read subtle like things in body
Yeah.
language. But like, I, honestly, I would watch this again. I would watch probably Bohemian Rhapsody before it, but it's right there after it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
You know what?
oof, so good.
I'm with you because I feel like talking with you about it made me remember how much I had fun with it. Because I'm not gonna lie, there was some pacing moments. I'm like, because again, like I said, things feel missing. Like I can, there have been some criticisms that I understood. People, I've heard people say it's kind of a by the books biopic. I'm not gonna disagree with that. I won't.
I agree.
But yeah,
But I also like a good biopic, so
yeah, same. And as mentioned, this is my favorite artist ever. So like,
yeah.
fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9.
I did not
It could
expect it to be. It could change back to a 9 for me because after I get off the hype of like gushing about it with somebody, so I'm like a 9, 9.5. I'm like somewhere in there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Shoot, after this, I actually might just hop off and go watch the movie again.
I love
I
it.
did. I just might.
I love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that concludes our double feature review of Lee Cronin's The Mummy and Michael. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We all had fun. I know we did. Of course we did.
Of course, we did.
Hell yeah. Oh, good. You're back. Welcome back, brother. In case you missed it, Morgan gave this film a 9.5. I gave it a 9.
I might be a
Yeah,
9 though.
sounds like you guys had a great time, and I'll catch this probably when it comes out on streaming. I don't know. Actually, my mom's actually a big Michael Jackson fan. I should see if she wants to see it. That might actually be all right.
It's honestly, so Dreaded saw it in IMAX, and I went and saw it in the Dolby Atmos, and it was phenomenal in the
Ooh.
Dolby Atmos.
That's a good call.
All
Also,
right.
how many seats are available? Oh, plenty of seats. Yeah.
He's trying to go see it again.
Talking about the movie made me
No, that's fair. I also
Good
feel the
boy
same
wise.
way. I feel the same way.
All right,
All
ladies
right.
and gentlemen. We
Go
good?
for it. Go for it, Dreaded.
All right. I
Send
kind of
us
suck
home.
at I suck at sending us home. I'm doing my best. All right, y'all. Well, that concludes our show of the Wannabes podcast. Again, I'm your host, Anthony, joined by Morgan and Luke. We had double feature tonight. I mean, we had one movie that, but then we had a movie that was like, so there we go. All right, you guys. So soon we're going to be coming up with what our next reviews are going to be. So stay tuned. Follow us on all our social. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Blue Sky. You can find us on Grindr. You can find us on OnlyFans, Pornhub, etc., etc. So follow us so you know what we're going to review next time. And hopefully you get to see it too, so you can chat along with us and give us your opinion. Also, check us out on YouTube. If you couldn't catch it live, no worries. When we're live on YouTube,
We are live on YouTube, yes.
When we're live on YouTube, once the live stream ends, you can just go to the live tab and you can watch our previous live stream. So go ahead and check that out too if you want to hear our opinion on Lee Cronin's The Mummy and Michael. All right, everybody. Hope you have a good night. Don't forget the popcorn. If you forget the popcorn, I'm going to shove you in a sarcophagus and I'm going to blast Michael Jackson just so you can be a little happy. No, better yet, I'm going to send the ghost of Joe Jackson after you to whoop your ass in a sarcophagus. That's what I like. That's what we're going to do. So don't forget it.
8 years.
Yeah, about 8 years. I'm giving you 9. I'm giving it 9 years. The max my rating of the film. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all has a good night, day, evening, whatever time it is for you at this moment, and we will catch you on the next show. We will see you later.